Hello, I'm Chris Wing, here to bring the review for you. If you love movies and want reviews, you've come to the right place. Well, yesterday you saw me dig into and rip apart X-Men Origins. Now to see just how much things improve for Wolverine with his second solo feature, simply titled The Wolverine.
Samurai without a master who has no reason to live.
Was he right?
The sixth installment in the X-Men series is directed by James Mangold and once again stars Hugh Jackman as the iconic title character. This time around, soldier Shingen Yoshida vows to repay a favour to Wolverine after he saved his life during the atomic bombings of Nagasaki in World War II. Years later, and still troubled by the death of Jean Grey, played once again by Famke Janssen, Logan travels to Japan to meet with a dying Yoshida, who has devised a way to use his powers to save his own life, while in turn removing Wolverine's immortality, thus repaying his debt by granting him freedom of his eternal curse. After the mostly frosty reception that Origins received from critics and fans, The Wolverine is not so much a sequel as it is a second attempt at giving the clawed anti-hero his own solo outing. Comparing the two, this comic book action drama is a big improvement. But perhaps rather surprisingly, when viewed and analysed as a standalone feature, it actually holds up really well. The supporting cast includes Hiroyuki Sanada, Tao Okamoto, Rita Fukushima, William Lee, and Svetlana Kochenkova. I sincerely apologise if I mispronounce any of those names. Most of them provide solid, if generally unmemorable performances in their respective roles, but I will give the movie credit for how, with the exception of Lee, all its major Japanese characters were actually played by Japanese actors. In a day and age where the film industry often comes under fire for controversial whitewashing, that's certainly commendable. Unfortunately, Kochenkova disappoints as the film's primary villain Viper. Neither the actress nor character are utilised in ways that make them intriguing or even that intimidating, resulting in a rather dull antagonist that also lacks a properly defined motivation. To be fair though, the narrative does keep the focus exactly where it should be, on Wolverine. And in his fifth major outing as the character, Hugh Jackman is as excellent as always. The Wolverine adopts a different approach to storytelling than all previous films, downplaying the action somewhat in favour of providing a deeper exploration into its protagonist. Consequently, there's a much darker tone to its narrative, as the first 5 minutes show the first glimpses of the nightmares and flashbacks that Logan experiences throughout. The film immediately cements itself as a grittier and more brutal feature than its comparatively lightweight predecessor. It's a welcome and perhaps even necessary change in direction that elevates the movie to higher success, as it does a great job delving into Logan's psychological dilemma in a way that truly helps to further humanise the half-man, half-mutant character. Although the pacing tends to meander a bit during the middle act, the screenplay gets appreciation for how it takes time to allow atmosphere to build in several sequences, most of which result in some very satisfying payoffs. A sudden ambush that breaks out at the funeral of Logan's old friend, followed instantly by a chase through the streets of Tokyo, is exciting and well executed. But it's an exhilarating fight between Wolverine and Yakuza atop a speeding bullet train that's particularly outstanding, even if it does echo a similar face-off in Spider-Man 2. Some great cinematography and editing keeps these moments frantic, but never makes the action indistinguishable, while the train fight is particularly well complemented by some terrific sound editing. There's something about the lack of background music that just makes this scene feel more energetic and riveting. In terms of how it fits within this series' convoluted timeline, the movie ignores the events of Origins, and while it technically takes place after the equally polarising third installment, The Last Stand, the only major continuity it shares with previous films is the death of Jean Grey, which, spoiler alert, happened at the end of X-Men 2. So if you're ever planning to marathon this series but wish to skip Last Stand and Origins, both of which would be retconned in later films, then this one can still be fitted and enjoyed in the timeline without confusion. I remember not really caring for the Wolverine when it first came out. I always thought it was decent and a substantial improvement over Origins, but generally lacked a story and characters that I was able to get invested in. Upon rewatching it recently for critical evaluation, I actually found it better than I remember it. It still doesn't reach the heights of some of the greatest comic book movies, but maybe it'll be third time lucky for the character with the release of Logan. In the meantime though, the Wolverine still offers plenty for fans of the series and genre to enjoy, and I'm going to score it an 8 out of 10. Sometimes a second viewing makes a big difference, because I really enjoyed watching this one again. But what about you? As always, let me know what you think in the comments, and if you liked this review, then please be sure to subscribe and follow me on social media to keep up to date. So that makes 2 down, 1 to go. Just Logan left now, look out for my review for that in a few days' time. Until then, thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you again next time I'm here to bring the review for you.